A father's desperate sacrifice. A young boy survives to swear an oath. I swear to devote my life to the destruction of piracy and injustice. My sons and their sons shall follow me. This is the legacy of my family. A vow handed down from father to son for over 500 years. Now, in the year 2040, I am the ghost who walks. I am the Phantom.
For 500 years, the Phantom has been dedicated to safeguarding all life. But what is a living thing? Isn't it a personality? A spirit living and thinking in a physical form? And don't living things assume many different shapes and forms? Who's to say that what we call a person, a living being, can't take unexpected and unusual forms?
Where there is life, there is change. It's inevitable.
Jack in Metropia! It's a very special edition of the Dr. Jack Show, live from Cyberville! This sorry spot, once the apex of Maximum Inc.'s hopes for a better tomorrow, is now the mere spoils. The shiny streets are filling with vagrants and outcasts. Aren't you glad this isn't your neighborhood? What? Isn't security supposed to be off in this dump? Make like a program and run!
We should help the scabs escape.
Got into you, Pen.
Actually, a subcomponent.
I spark that you can care what happens to you, but a Biot can't care what happens to anyone else.
But I do.
In fact, why should anyone care what happens to anyone else? Caring about others can be hazardous to your health. Unless, of course, it's good for the ratings. Jack's back, Metropia, and he's got a sky's eye view of the ongoing wipeout of Cyberville Scavenger Camp. Ho-ho! Well, if it isn't the purple person in person. Stay tuned, Metropia. Destruction is sure to follow. Fire! That's a big, bad boom, Metropia. But not big enough. What's the Phantom gonna do? I do hope the Phantom has lots and lots of life insurance. Ration, that's a new one on me.
Heisenberg.
And now our feature presentation, Gunfight at the Scavenger Corral. Fire! Pull! Clear, it's gonna go! Metropia. The Phantom strikes again! Whose neighborhood will he visit next? Maybe yours! Jack into the Dr. Jack Show and find out. Someday that guy is gonna die, and I wanna be there. It'll be the greatest ratings day of my entire illustrious career.
According to the legend, he can't die.
How many more could there be?
We only know there's one less tonight than last night. Hello?
Pardon, teacher, but when will the next sharing of input be held?
Sharing of input?
A gathering where the gifts of self-awareness are shared. Would you care to join us?
Care to join us, Junior?
I hated that you called me that when you were alive, and I hate it even more now that you're dead.
Come on, son. Wheel of Destiny's on in 5. Let's share our meal and our video as a family. Don't you hear my son's bell? Love that Dr. Jack.
Baudelaire thinks he's a fool.
Tonight's report was very informative, Junior. That fractal biot is truly a technological marvel.
Heisenberg!
Gesundheit.
Our son developed Heisenberg the fractal biot all by himself.
Impressive.
But the intricacy of the artificial brain required to control such a complex machine resulted in an unfortunate program glitch. It has millions of tiny subcomponents, you know.
Now the stupid thing thinks it's self-aware. No machine can be self-aware.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure, Junior. I myself could be an example of such self-awareness, even though I'm now primarily machine.
You should regain control of Heisenberg, destroy his brain case, and use the subcomponents
As the basis for a new biot army so that Maximum can regain its rightful place of supremacy in the world.
I understand what Father saw in you. Deviousness, pure evil genius, and raw cunning.
You do say the sweetest things.
It's time for dinner, Pavlova.
Biots don't eat Jack.
But you always keep me company to make sure I don't choke on my food. Pavlova, where have you been lately? Where do you go? Who do you see? What do you do? Your behavior exceeds the limits of your programming.
If you must know, I've rented an apartment.
Biots can't rent apartments.
If you kept up with life, you'd know that the times and the biots are changing.
Follow that hypercab.
All those biots with green eyes have one of your fractal subcomponents? That's what makes them self-aware?
They would have become self-aware on their own eventually. I'm just hastening the process a bit. It's time. I am more than just the sum of my parts. I am my memories of yesterday, my appreciation of today, and my expectations of tomorrow. I am my choices and my actions.
Scan this flash, Metropia. Here's proof that the Biots are planning a revolt. And the Phantom is in on it. It looks like he's their leader. Oh, the ratings I get with the Phantom on trial for conspiracy would be incalculable. Phantom is gonna make me even more rich and famous than I already am. And this is when our very own Metropia mystery hero, the Phantom himself, told his binary buddies to rise up and take control of Metropia.
It makes no sense I would say those things.
What the Phantom did or did not do is not the problem. We must address what the Metropians think the Phantom did.
Great.
We have been wrong about the Phantom in the past. For years, we believed he was a criminal. But recent events proved his innocence, and we recognized that he fought for justice. However, Dr. Jack's latest freeload is indisputable evidence that this time the Phantom is working against us. Rogue Biots are a constant danger in Metropia. And the fact that the Phantom is organizing them is terrifying. For this reason, I have put the Phantom back on our most wanted list. He must be stopped now, whatever the cost.
Yes.
The Phantom is working with a radically new Biot, which could only have been stolen from Maximum Inc.'s development labs. Fortunately, we can turn to our new advisor from Maximum Industries, Max Madison Jr., who created the so-called fractal Biot, codenamed Heisenberg.
Maximum is proud to be able to assist Metropia's finest. This is a new version of Heisenberg's brain case, with which I will track the rogue Biot and regain control of him, with your help, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Madison. I'm sure that together we can put an end to this unholy alliance.
You wake up right now, Jack.
Intruder alert. Shall I call the enforcers, Doc?
No, we are going to talk, Jack.
Here at this hour?
You distorted the truth about the meeting, about the Phantom's involvement. The truth.
The truth is whatever I say it is. Or else the enforcers would have found out that you're mixed up in this and they'd be coming after you, too! But I've protected you! And sparked this. Once the enforcers get rid of the Phantom because he's leading the Biot Riot, they might be persuaded to leave your pal Heisenberg alone. Provided you don't do anything to make the enforcers doubt the truth of Dr. Jack's freeload.
I feel...
Burn this into your circuit's path. Reality always wins over ideals. Breakfast?
I don't believe Dr. Jack, but I don't know how to convince the others without...
It's okay. I know the enforcers are after me, but I won't ask you to violate your oath to them.
We can't help each other this time, can we?
I wish we could. No. Scan you later, bud.
Oh yeah, the cat.
What cat?
Max Madison Jr.'s. He's working with the enforcers to regain control of the fractal Biot.
Oh, I've got to warn Heisenberg. I shouldn't be telling you this. But I need someone I can trust.
You haven't told me anything. Now go. You don't have much time.
Adding a tracker to this new brain case was pure genius. I'm light years ahead of anything my father accomplished. Now we know that Heisenberg isn't in Cyberville.
At least not right now.
Of course right now, you clanking clown. It can't tell the future.
Guess you're not so clever after.
Listen, Tin Man.
Boys! Boys! An update?
We haven't pinpointed the fractal's location yet, but my equipment is working perfectly. Yours, on the other hand, can't seem to keep a multi-cruiser in level flight. Scan you later.
He's like you. Good with machines. They don't always work, but...
He does possess your unique sense of humor.
Max Jr. has a way to override Heisenberg's brain case. Tell me where he is so I can warn him.
I feel... I can't.
Pavlova won't help. She's hiding something. We'll have to find Heisenberg ourselves.
I have been monitoring Enforcer communications. Young Maxwell is closing in on Heisenberg.
So if we follow Max Jr., he'll lead us to Heisenberg before the Enforcers arrive.
So it is my fault the Phantom is in trouble with the Enforcers.
Just because you're self-aware doesn't mean the world revolves around you. Dr. Jack is behind the Phantom's troubles.
But why do people believe Dr. Jack's lies when they know the Phantom fights for justice?
Sometimes people don't take time to think for themselves, and some like to believe the worst about other people.
Shh! What do you hear?
Heisenberg, get out of here! I'll take care of Betty.
I will not abandon Betty.
I can help Betty. You've got to help yourself.
Excellent advice. I think I'll help myself to my long-lost property.
You don't own me.
Don't try anything, Max. We'll win, and you both know it.
Oh, I'm not going to try anything. But Heisenberg is going to kill you. Ownership is all about who pulls the strings, isn't it, Heisenberg?
Heisenberg! I don't know what you're doing, but stop it!
Oh no, Green Eyes. You're mine.
You don't want to do this, Heisenberg. Think for yourself.
Heisenberg, get in the cruiser. I am not turning you over to the Enforcers.
No one can just disappear. The Phantom has to be here.
Stay here, don't move. You'll be okay.
But where's Heisenberg?
He's not himself right now. Fade suit. Ground all circuits.
Reform! Fuse back together!
He's done it to you again, Graft. He's beat... Oh my. Parents always seem to drop in when you don't want them around.
Get those brain cases! Execute the program I gave you!
It takes a machine to understand a machine. It's time I shared with you what it feels like.
And Dr. Jack is sparked to bring you the ending to end all endings. The end of the Phantom's career. Live and commercial burst free.
So how's it going?
Well, it's gone better.
This is what you get for organizing those rogue Biots, Phantom. Biots are unfeeling machines, and that's never gonna change.
Hypercycle. Lock and find. Full power.
What's this? It's not a bomb? What's happened? What was I doing? I remember seeing my friend, the Phantom.
Heisenberg?
Pavlova, it's time for the new generation to take over for the previous one. Heisenberg, get the Phantom. This time, no games.
It's not over yet, folks. Fractal Freak is going for the Phantom. Looks like the Phantom won't stand trial for conspiracy after all.
But Heisenberg will kill the Phantom.
That's the idea, Pab.
It's wrong to kill.
Your pal Heisenberg out there is a machine. Right and wrong don't matter to him. And remember our deal. If you keep quiet, I'll make sure your boyfriend comes out clean.
Right and wrong always matter. And your actions are wrong. Stop! It's me, Pavlova. human. Remember your own programming. Inside your subcomponents, you know what is right. Follow your own teachings. Respect life. Never kill.
Crash me.
I've got a better idea. We can do this together.
You've got to be more careful. I just had the hyperlimo waxed.
Do not move! You're all under arrest! When I land, we're going to find out exactly what just happened out there.
Thanks for reminding me who I am.
You're greater than just the sum of your parts.
And thank you, my friend. I hope I didn't damage you too much.
Hey, glad you're back to normal.
Someone should help Dr. Jack. His choices betray an angry mind.
I'll do my best. He's more like us than he realizes.
No! Gone. It's not possible. Will someone please tell me what's going on around here? You wouldn't believe it even if you'd seen it with your own eyes. Now that would be amazing.
It's your fault!
For once, I stayed out of it.
It's his fault!
Fancy scanning you here.
I saw your hypercycle crash into Max Sr. and thought you might need a lift. Kit, what kind of world have we made if machines are becoming more human than some people?
Maybe we need to change the definition of being human. Not just intelligence, but also a capacity to care. To understand another's suffering and try to alleviate it.
Will people ever understand that?
We won't have a choice. If we don't learn, we won't survive.